completely content with your life in every aspect. I might not be the best person to talk because I do the same thing. You know, sometimes I'm not always focused on what needs to be done next. And it's comforting to have your head in the cloud and kind of like maybe focus on the past or focus on the future instead of the present moment. But every time you go in the clouds, you're agreeing that you're completely satisfied with your life.
Right.
And reminding yourself of that truth might be a good way. It might be useful for some people to keep themselves grounded. If you're not completely satisfied with everything you have in life, you should be working to change it. Or else you don't respect yourself, or you don't respect your own time or your own efforts. Right? Like if I say I'm not happy with my day job and I do nothing to change it, and I say I don't like it every single day, then I'm essentially disrespecting my own opinion, right? My own values and my own interests, and that's not good because you deserve to pursue what you want to pursue. You deserve to pursue what you enjoy. But if you can't look at reality and you can't accept that you're not where you want to be, then you're not even giving yourself a chance to end up where you want to be.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because I know, so I like to try to journal for, a little bit every day, and I usually do 3 bad things from the day before or the weekend, and 3 good things. That way, there's good balance, and then you're obviously embracing all the bad things and acknowledging them, but then you're also making sure you remember all the good things that did happen the day before. And unfortunately, almost daily, I say something bad about my day job because it's not what I want to be doing. But I also know that I am working toward not having that day job every day. And I've been, looking for jobs, and jobs are, it's a weird market out there right now. But I'm still doing things like this podcast where I am talking to people that, like yourself, that are doing things that they want to do. And this is not your day job yet, but it will be one day because you are already breaking barriers. You are paving the way for people that, you're the first, but there's going to be a long line of people behind you that are going to be doing pretty close to the same thing you're doing because of the fact that no one else has done it before and that you've kind of figured it out. And so now somebody's going to piggyback off you to also do something similar. So the market is starting with you and will start growing after that. So, but I say that because I know that this isn't my future now, or what I'm doing now, but I'm working toward my future every single day to make sure that it is in fact my future.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
So you're adding value to it right now by adding your time to it.
Exactly.
And eventually it will be valuable enough to be your present instead of just your future.
Exactly.
Right?
That's a great way of putting it.
Yeah, like I feel the same way about my day jobs. We're kind of doing the same thing, but in order to create your own future, that could be your day job. Eventually, like it could be your podcast, it could be owning a gym, or being an influencer, or whatever people want to be. It can't be your day job until it has enough value equivalent to being your day job, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to add that value to it over time, which is
right.
It could be you building a brand, or you building a company, or you building your image online, or whatever you're selling. If you want it to be your day job, you just need to make sure it pays you enough to be your day job. And you have to bring it to that level of value first, which is you doing what you're doing right now, which is building a podcast or whatever your interest could be. It might not be this podcast, it could probably be something else. But we just have to bring those products to the level of value to be equivalent to our day job, right?
Right.
And
I've also heard. Yeah, I've heard the saying that allow your day job to fund your dream job. So that is also something that you're obviously doing the same thing because you're having 2 jobs and you're funneling all that into what your dream job really is.
Yeah. Yeah, it just makes sense, I think. Like,
Yeah.
create something of value. If you make it valuable enough, eventually it could be your life, right?
Exactly.
That's how I look at it.
They always say a lot of these startups start in a garage. So, we got to start somewhere.
Yeah. So the old Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, the old Steve Jobs gig. Yeah, they do say that. I always laugh when I find out that a $1 billion or $1 trillion company is started in a garage somewhere. Like, oh, there's another one.
Amazon started, I think, the same. Obviously, they started for the most part as a bookstore online, but I think they started in a garage too, or like a storage unit where they had to keep all the books somewhere, and then they started branching out, and now they have their own delivery service. They are an insane business, whether you like the way they're running their business and the way they treat the people or not. But you still are online looking at Amazon on a very regular basis, and you can't beat what they've done. Yeah, Prime Day literally almost shuts down the internet for some people.
That's wild. Yeah, they're like a force to be reckoned with, and incredibly influential. Yeah. You can't even compare them to anything. I'm trying to find something to compare them to. Can't.
No, you really can't, especially the way they've changed the way delivery services are, the way if you have a business, you can't be like, okay, well, we'll get it to you in 2 weeks. People don't want that. They want it literally
an hour from now.
Some of them, yeah, exactly. Some people want it an hour from now. Some people, like Scott Pilgrim, they order it and they go sit by the door. I'm like, where's it at? Why is it not here yet?
Yeah.
Now,
they're doing a great job of keeping up with our insane demands as consumers. Like the hourly delivery type thing. They're keeping up with all that. Good for them.
Yeah, and if you want to, if you're on Reddit and you follow the Amazon delivery driver subreddit, that one is so hilarious because those guys and girls just, it's sad and it's hilarious at the same time. Like certain posts, like some people just, here's my truck and it's literally full front to back, top to bottom. And then some people will be like, all right, I saw this and I quit today. I'm out of, there's no way I'm doing this.
Is it them complaining that it's like an unrealistic expectation because it's so busy, or is it like funny stories, or both?
Both. It is both, without a doubt.
I gotta look it up.
Yeah, definitely do that. That will be that's a highlight for you. I promise.
I'm gonna do that after this.
Yeah.
Now
no you guys. Yeah, no more books for you. Now, you kind of mentioned that you've had Mickey Gall kind of be organically one of your spokespeople, but your Instagram also shows your ties with other MMA fighters. How did did that just organically happen with MMA fighters, or were you kind of already a fan of them and you were kind of wanting them anyway?
That all happened organically. And when you mentioned earlier about, you mentioned luck, good luck and bad luck, if we came across any, I think the organic connection with fighters was definitely the only part of good luck that I've seen so far with this product. And it's completely organic. I sent a case. Well, the way that started is, we launched the brand on Instagram. I did a couple of live tastings. So I sponsored a couple like marathons out here in LA. But within like a month, we started getting DMs from MMA agencies thinking that we would be a good brand that might want to sponsor their fighters. I'm assuming it's because the brand image, like the helmet, the word Brute, things like that. They think it just connects. So I did a couple of those, and then before you know it, other fighters are reaching out to us, asking if we can send them cases and things like that. They want to try it. They like the way the brand looks and things like that. So I started off with a couple of paid sponsorships. I worked with Sucker Punch Entertainment for 1 month, and they had like 3 or 4 of their fighters wearing the logo during the fights, and then that just kind of snowballed, and it's still snowballing right now. So it was essentially an MMA snowballing since, and I love it. I do have an interest in MMA and UFC. I've always watched UFC, and I've always enjoyed it. So I'm very grateful for that.
Did you happen to watch the fights this past weekend? As we're recording this, there was the MSG card happened this past Saturday. So in case you guys are wondering, you're like, well, they're not talking about the fights that just happened. No, we're recording this in November. The big MSG card just happened. So
I did not. I did
okay.
not. I was working. I want to. Don't say anything. I still gotta watch it.
Oh, well, no. Well, if you've been saved from spoilers, I'm not going to say anything. That's amazing. Congratulations on that.
Yeah, no, I haven't yet. I've been trying to dodge any references on Instagram for that fight. But I still have to sit down and watch it.
Good, nice. Okay. Yeah, I was trying to catch up on Twitter because I didn't get a chance to buy it. Obviously, also trying to buy every pay-per-view is too expensive.
But pretty quick.
Yeah. But once the heavyweight title fight got changed, I was a little more apt to buy it. You know, I would say no offense to John Jones, but I'm just not a fan of him as a person. But also, if you get injured and you're out for that long, just vacate the title. That's just me. That's my opinion. But you know,
I agree with you there.
Yeah, I mean that's what That's why they had to have a new light heavyweight champion, because Jamal Hill was smart enough I got injured, I'm going to vacate the belt. So that's what he did. But it could have been a Dana thing. It could have been a John Jones thing. Who knows?
It's a modest call to make, or a humble call to make when you get injured and you make that realization.
It is, yeah.
I'm with you there. Yeah, I've also heard similar things about John Jones. He's making poor choices, I think. I don't know the extent of it, but I feel you on that.
Yeah. You know, I think when you get to a certain level, you need to make sure you have good people around you. Otherwise, bad things are going to happen. And, you know, especially if you're a wild dude like that, have good people around you. Kind of, you know, be your governor to where you're not going, you know, too far out of lane. It's not a bad situation.
Yeah, you need like the Yoda type figure around you to just inject some wisdom every now and then, or maybe every day. I don't know. When you're that famous and you're that rich, I'm sure your life gets pretty crazy, and you have more temptations than most people do because of all the money.
Right. I mean, it also depends on who you are and how you are as a person. I mean, look at Conor McGregor. Like, that dude went full. I mean, he's got fuck you money, and like he just went full crazy, especially after breaking his leg the way he did. And then he got a little, you know, a little bigger than what his weight class really called for, whether it be natural or not. But
yeah, he got really confident there. That was almost an act of, maybe, and I say this respectfully, maybe an act of desperation, but that was a wild time for him. I think he punched a little far above the belt there, and then paid the consequences, paid the price. Man.
Yeah, without a doubt.
I just watched his whole documentary a couple months ago. Amazing.
Oh, I still haven't watched that.
Dude,
I need to watch that.
I
imagine.
I didn't even know half the stuff that happened. I guess I missed a bunch of his career coming up. So I didn't know about like the tour bus thing. Yeah, that's wild. I don't know how I missed that.
I don't know how. I mean, I know how he avoided legal issues, but like, that should not have, like, we're going too far out of the range of like trying to build for a fight. Like, you're literally hurting other people in the process and putting other people that don't even have anything to do with you, like, in harm's way. That it just makes no sense.
Yeah, they might have compromised a little too much there. I'm sure a lot of people agree.
Right.
But hey,
I mean,
go for it.
Yeah, he's kind of like, basically what he had in Snatch, like Brad Pitt and those guys in the caravans. Like,